Practical Chemistry, Dr. O. P. Pandey, B. N. Bajpai, Dr. S. Giri, by S. Chand Publication. Qualitative Organic Analysis. Introduction. The identification of organic compounds by qualitative test involves the study of various chemical characteristics and then a careful correlation of observed facts. The general procedure adopted for systematic analysis consists of the following steps. First, primary pre preliminary examination. First, physical state. Second, color. Third, order. Second, ignition test. Third, solubility behavior. Fourth, test for unsaturation. Fifth, detection of elements. Sixth, class determination test for functional groups. Seventh, determination of the melting or boiling point. Eighth, specific test is. Ninth, preparation of derivatives. The data collected under above heads, if carefully interpreted, give a definite clue regarding the given compound. First, preliminary examination. Physical state, color and odor. A careful observation for the physical state, color and characteristic smell of the compounds gives useful information regarding the nature of the compound. For example, the color of compound is related to its chemical constitution or else to some impurities in it. Similarly, there are certain groups of compounds which have similar smell. The following table is helpful to some extent in correlating the physical characteristic and the chemical nature. Colorless solids, carbohydrates, simple acids, some phenols. Colored solids, nitro compounds, amines, phenols, quinones. Colorless liquids, alcohol, aldehyde, ketones, simple hydrocarbons, etc. Colored liquids, nitro compounds, phenols, amines, carbolic smell, phenols, smell of bitter elements, benzaldehyde and nitrobenzene, fruity pleasant smell, ester, spirituous smell, alcohols, pungent smell, formic acid. Second, ignition test. Take a small portion of the given compound on a metallic spatula and ignite it over a non-luminous flame and note the changes. Observation interference. First, burns with a sooty flame may be an aromatic compound. B, yellow and non-sooty flame may be an aliphatic compound. C, chars may be a carbohydrate, hydroxy acid or sulfonic acid. D, smell of ammonia, nitrogenous compounds like urea. Note some of the aliphatic compounds like CHCl3, CCl4 and C2CL6 owing to high percentage of carbon give sooty flame. Third, solubility behavior. The behavior of the compounds towards various solvents like water, dilute caustic soda, dilute HCl and concentrated H2SO4 also reveals its nature. Take a small portion of the substance and note its solubility in the above solvents. Observation or interference. A, soluble in hot water and solution is acidic to litmus. Salt of aromatic bases, lower aliphatic acid, hydroxy acids or polyhydroxyphenols. B, soluble in hot water and solution is acidic, higher acids or some phenols. C, soluble in cold water and solution is neutral, carbohydrates or alcohols. D, soluble in hot water and solution is neutral, starch and quinones. E, soluble in cold dilute NaHCO3 with effervescence, carboxylic acid. F, soluble in cold dilute NaOH, carboxylic acid or phenols. G, soluble in hot NaOH and give of ammonia, amides or ammonium salt. H, soluble in the cold concentrated H2SO4 aromatic hydrocarbons or phenols. I, soluble in hot concentrated H2SO4 and sharing occurs carbohydrates, aldehyde, ketones and hydroxy acids. J, soluble in dilute HCl, amines. 4, test for unsaturation. A, test with bromine. Take a solution of the compounds in water and add to it few drops of bromine water. You may also take a solution suspense of the compound in carbon tetrachloride and add to it a solution of bromine. Shake well and note the changes. Observation or interference. First, decolorization unsaturated compound containing C double bond O bond. Second, a precipitate is obtained, amines and phenols. B, test with alkaline KMnO4 solution. Dissolve a small amount of the substance in water or acetone. Add to it 1 ml of the dilute sodium carbonate solution and a few drops of the potassium permanganate solution and shake well. If the color of the permanganate disappears, the given compound may be unsaturated. Heating is forbidden in this test. Detection of elements. Test for nitrogen, sulfur and halogen. Lesson test, sodium extract. In this test, these elements are converted to water soluble sodium compounds Upon fusion with metallic sodium in actual procedure, a freshly cut small piece of the sodium is first dried by pressing between the folds of the filter paper and then put it into an ignition tube. The ignition tube is heated very gently until sodium metal melts. The ignition tube is removed from the flame and a small quantity of the size of the rice grain of the given compound is put inside it so that it may come in contact with the molten sodium. Heating is again continued, first very gently and then strongly until the bottom of the tube is red hot. It is then plugged into about 10 ml of the distilled water contained in a beaker or Persian dish. The ignition tube, if not broken completely, is crushed with the help of the glass rod. The contents in the dish are stirred with glass rod, boiled for above 5 minutes, and filtered. The filtrate is called sodium extract, with which the qualitative tests for nitrogen, sulfur, and halogen are performed as ahead. First, test for nitrogen. Take about 2 to 3 ml of the sodium extract in a test tube and add to it 0.1 to 0.2 gram of the powdered ferrous sulfate. This gives a dirty green precipitate of ferrous hydroxide. If no precipitate is formed, add a few drops of the dilute sodium hydroxide solution to get precipitate. Now heat this mixture gently and shaking to boiling and without cooling it. Add dilute sulfuric acid to dissolve the precipitate and add some more to make the solution acidic. A Persian blue color or precipitate confirms the presence of nitrogen. If the color or precipitate does not appear at once, allow it to stand for 10 minutes to obtain. So, in absence of nitrogen, the solution will remain pale yellow due to the presence of iron compound. Second, test for sulfur. Take about 1 ml of the sodium extract, add 1 to 1.5 ml of the freshly prepared sodium nitroprusside solution. If a purple color is obtained, sulfur is present. This color fades away slowly. Third, test for halogen. After ascertaining the absence of nitrogen and sulfur, test for halogen should be performed. For it, two separate procedures may be adopted when a nitrogen and sulfur are present. Acidify 1 to 2 ml of the sodium extract with dilute nitric acid and to it add 2 to 3 ml of the silver nitrate solution and observe a white precipitate soluble in NH4OH indicates the presence of chlorine. A pale yellow precipitate sparingly soluble or soluble in excess of the NH4OH indicates the presence of bromine. A yellow precipitate insoluble in NH4OH indicates the presence of iodine. Bromine and iodine. Acidify 1 to 2 ml of the sodium extract with dilute HNO3 and 1 ml of the chloroform and excess of the chlorine water and shake well. If the chloroform layers becomes yellow or brown, bromine is present. If the layer turns violet, presence of iodine is indicated. B. When nitrogen adds or sulfur present, take 2 to 3 ml of the sodium extract and acidify with some dilute nitric acid. Now evaporate the solution to at most 1 ml. This will expel hydrogen cyanide and hydrogen sulfide. Dilute the solution with the equal amount of the water and test for halogens as given in part A. Test for the functional group. The determination of the functional group depends largely on the correct determination of the elements. Once the functional group present in the organic compound is known, one is able to find out the name reaction of the compound and then confirm its name by preparing suitable derivatives. It may be noted that the elements carbon, hydrogen, oxygen are not tested for. This clearly means that if no other elements is present, functional group containing carbon, hydrogen and oxygen are determined. The test for functional group should be performed according to the following way. A. When only carbon, hydrogen or oxygen is present, serial number, class, functional group and test. First, carboxylic acid, C double bond OH. Litmus test. Shake a small amount of the given substance in water and dip a blue litmus paper in it. If the litmus paper turns red, it shows presence of carbolic acid. Second, sodium bicarbonate. Add a pinch of the given substance of solid to 5 ml of the cold 50% solution of NaCO3 and shake gently. Effervescence indicates presence of carboxylic acid. Second, phenol OH group. Blue litmus changes to red but no effervescence with NaCO3. FeCl3 test. Lieberman's test. All phenols in which para position is free respond to this test. Take 0.2 gram of the oxygen and a few organic substance and a few crystals of NaNO2 in a dry test tube and heat gently for a minute. Cool the mixture. Add 1 ml of the concentrated test tube and shake. A deep green or blue color develops upon dilution with water. The solution turns red to it and excess of dilute NaOH solution. The red solution again comes deep green or blue. It indicates the presence of the phenolic group. उसके बाद पैथेलिन टेस्ट. उसके बाद take 0.2 gram of the each of the organic substances and phthalic anhydride in a dry test tube at 0.5 ml of the concentrated H2SO4 and heat for a minute. Cool, make it alkaline with dilute NaOH solution. Pour a few drops of this solution in 20 ml water taken in a beaker. Characteristic colors shows the presence of the phenolic group. Example: pink color phenol, blue color catechol, fluorescent green resonol, no coloration paracresol. Third, carbohydrate blackening with H2SO4. Heat 0.2 gram of the organic substances with 1 ml of the concentrated H2SO4 and immediate sharing and blackening of the solution shows presence of the carbohydrate. Molish test. 1 to 2 ml of the aqueous solution of the organic substances. Add 1 ml of the molish reagent and shake well. Now add carefully 1 to 2 ml of the concentrated H2SO4. Allow to stand a reddish violet green at the juncture of the two liquids shows the presence of the carbohydrate. Third, to 1 ml of the aqueous solution of organic substances. Add 1 to 2 drops of anthrone solution. Shake and warm the mixture gently. A green or bluish green color shows the presence of the carbohydrate. Fourth, aldehyde shifts test, Stoll's test, filling solution test. उसके बाद ketones C double bond O, no color with shifts reagent. Second, 2 to 4 dinitrophenylbenzene test. Add 1 to 2 drops of organic substances to 2 ml of the 2 or 4 dinitrogen phenol diazine solution. Shake vigorously. Heat and cool. Red, yellow or orange color precipitate indicates the presence of the ketonic group esters. First, hydroxamic acid test. Failed test. Take a rice grain or 2 drops of the compound in a test tube and 1 ml of the 5% methylylic solution of hydroxymelane hydroxychloride. Now add a few drops of the 2N methylylic KOH until the solution is just alkaline. Boil, cool and acidified with dilute acid solution. If deep red, blue, violet color is produced, it indicates the presence of the ester group. Hydrolysis test. Dissolve 0.5 gram of the organic substances into ml alcohol. To it add 4 to 5 drops of the dilute NaOH solution and 2 to 3 drops of phenol. A pink color is produced. Now put the test tube in boiling water bath for 5 minutes. If the pink color either fades or discharge, this shows presence of the ester group. Alcohol OH group in a dry test tube. Take 2 ml of the organic substance. Add 1 gram of the anhydrous sodium sulfate and filter to the filtrate. Add a small piece of the sodium. Effervescence due to the evaluation of H2 shows the presence of the alcohol. To 1 ml of the organic substances or its aqueous solution. Add a few drops of the cerutic ammonium nitrate. A pink or red color shows the presence of an alcohol. Hydrocarbons, no specific group test. B. When nitrogen is present, amide to 0.2 gram of 0.5 ml of organic substances. Add 1 ml of the aqueous NaOH and heat. Smell of ammonium shows the presence of the amide. Primary amines carbonylate test, nitrogen acid test, diazonization test. Secondary amines nitrous acid test, Lieberman's nitroso reaction. Tetramines do not give carbonyl test. Dissolve 0.2 gram or 0.5 ml of the organic substance in 2 to 5 ml of the dilute HCl and cool under tap water. Add 2 to 5 ml of the 2.5% aqueous solution of NaNO2 gradually with shaking and observe anilide, carbonylate test, Tafels test, hydrolysis test, nitro groups, Mulkins-Baker's test, azodie formation. Third, when nitrogen and sulfur are present, thermolysis simple. Thermolysis upon boiling with a NaOH solution gives off ammonia sulfonic acid. Dissolve a little of organic substances in dilute HCl. Cool and add NaNO2 solution. So To complete the deionization, now add alkaline solution of beta-naphthol. Red or orange dye is formed when hydrogen is present. Halogenated aliphatic hydrogen compounds are X boil 0 to 5 ml of the organic substances with 5 ml of the alcoholic NaOH solution for about 10 minutes. Cool, dilute the sodium solution with water, add excess of dilute HNO3 and add IgNO3 solution. A precipitate of silver halide is obtained. Test depends on the type of the additional functional group present. Determination of the melting or boiling point. This is the most important step in the identification of the organic compound. Pure organic compounds have fixed melting and boiling points, and hence this determination helps to identify the individual compounds. Once the nature of the functional group present is ascertained, determination of the melting point. The compound whose melting point is to be determined is powdered thoroughly on a porous plate with the help of a spatula. A capillary tube of the approximately 2 length is separated by heating in a Persian flame. It is then filled up about 1 centimeter length with the powdered substances. The capillary is then attached to the lower end of the thermometer as shown in the figure 2.1. The thermometer is now placed in a thallic tube filled with paraffin oil or concentrated sulfuric acid such that the liquid converts. At least the filled length of the capillary cork used is split once to allow for expansion of the air. The flask is gently heated for the point shown and rise in the temperature is observed carefully. Determination of the boiling point. The boiling point of the liquid may be recorded in either of the two ways depending on the availabilities of the appliances. First method, a few drops of the liquid whose boiling point to be determined is taken in an ignition tube. A capillary tube sealed at the upper end is put inside the ignition tube and later is attached to the lower part of the thermometer with the help of a rubber thread. The thermometer along with the ignition tube is placed inside a tube in such a way that the liquid inside the ignition tube is covered by concentrated H2SO4 taken in the Pyrex tube as shown in the figure. The test tube is heated slowly and rise the bubbles inside the capillary is carefully observed. The temperature at which the regular and speedy streams of the bubbles begin to escape is taken to be the boiling point of the given. This is reported. उसके बाद है organic compounds, their specific tests and derivatives. Compounds containing CH double bond O only and aqueous